When we talk about Marvel villains, the first names that come to our mind are Thanos, Kang, or Galactus. But there is one supervillain who once handled Thanos single-handedly. Kang's very existence is tied to this character, and Galactus's powers? This character can absorb them anytime. A character Marvel designed in such a way that no matter the story, no matter the setting at some point, the whole narrative starts revolving around him. And that character is Dr. Doom. Now the question arises, why is Doom so dangerous? Is it just because of his powers, or is it because of a particular trait that elevates him above the entire league of villains and puts him on an entirely different level? Today, we're going to tell you some Doom stories where, on one hand, he established his rule over the entire world and gave everyone a utopian society, and on the other hand, he captured a cosmic power greater than the Beyonder himself. But here's the twist. In Doom's story, you'll always find a paradox. Is he truly a villain? Let's decode Emperor Doom. Here we're talking about the Avengers Emperor Doom storyline, where Doom rules over the entire Earth. But not by winning a war or using mystic power, he does it with mind control. Now, in this story, there's a character called Purple Man. In Marvel Comics, Purple Man is a villain who can control and manipulate minds using pheromones. The moment Doom learns about this, he captures Purple Man and brings him under his control. Then, with the help of his technology, Doom amplifies Purple Man's powers. As a result, Doom gains control over the minds of everyone on Earth, including the Avengers and other heroes. But what happens next is even more shocking. Under Doom's rule, Earth prospers. There are no wars, no hunger. Crime is gone. Even discrimination disappears. All nations live together peacefully. And after all this, Doom becomes the god of humanity. But when the Avengers finally defeat Doom with Wonder Man's help, those very moments of victory turn into their greatest challenge, because the entire world actually wanted to follow Doom. Why? Because the heroes never gave the people a world as perfect and utopian as Doom did. Now you might ask, why does this make Doom dangerous? Well friends, what makes Doom truly dangerous here is his planning. If he had conquered the world through war or sheer power, people would never have accepted his totalitarian nature, and sooner or later, rebellion would have risen. But instead, he chose mind control, which isn't right, of course, but technically, it's a very peaceful way to achieve world domination. And because of this, Doom proved that he could take over Earth any day he wants, and people would willingly follow him. Because the world he showed them, they could never find that anywhere else. Now let's talk about Doom being the lover of a reality warper. Yes, that sounds shocking, right? After the House of M events, the young Avengers are searching for Wanda. When they finally find her, she's powerless and about to get married. And guess who she's marrying? Dr. Doom. Doom explains that when Wanda met him, she had lost her memories, and he helped her stabilize. But the truth is something else. Doom had discovered that Wanda contained a power called the Life Force. This is the very power that allowed her to rewrite reality at such a massive scale. Later in the story, Doom absorbs this cosmic force from Wanda and becomes almost omnipotent. I say almost because it's mentioned in the story that the life force inside Wanda was actually a fragment of the creator's power, a power that can even rewrite stories themselves. And this force was so intense that even Doom, while possessing it, admitted it was stronger than the Beyonder's powers. Doom wanted these powers so he could remake creation itself, turning everything into a utopia. In fact, he even told the mutants who were out for Wanda's blood that he could restore them. He could give back their powers. He could even bring the dead back to life. He could create the perfect world that everyone wanted, but only if they accepted Doom's rule. Those who refused, they would face his wrath. Just look at this. This wasn't even Doom's story to begin with. But he still turned the entire narrative around himself just because of his extremely ambitious and self-centered nature. And that's why all the Avengers had to fight Doom. Because Doom's hunger, his constant drive to claim absolute power, always pushes him forward. And that's what makes him the most dangerous. Now let's talk about the Man of Perfection. From all these stories, you'll notice one thing. Doom always tries to rule over everyone. Whether it's Emperor Doom controlling the world, stealing Wanda's powers, or even in other arcs like the Book of Doom, where he kills the Baron of Latveria to establish better rule. Or in Secret Wars 1984, where he stole the Beyonder's powers to control everything. Or in Secret Wars 2015, where after absorbing the powers of all Beyonders, Doom literally created a new multiverse battle world and made himself its ruler. So why is Doom like this? What habit forces him to always become the king of everything? The answer: Doom is a pure narcissist. He's so self-absorbed and self-intelligent that, in his own eyes, he is the pinnacle of perfection. For Doom, all other intellects, ideologies, and ideas are meaningless. He believes everything should follow his notions. Only then can a perfect world exist. Only then can a perfect creation come into being. His ego makes him believe he himself is a perfect being, and he wants to reshape the world in his own image. That's why Doom is always chasing absolute power, the kind of power that can make him omnipotent or all-supreme. He looks at things from such a higher angle that any system created by others seems childish to him. He can never bend himself to another ideology because he believes he is above all. You cannot break Doom, not with power, not with manipulation, not with greed. He's the kind of person who believes that no one else can find a better solution to problems than him. Now you might ask, how does this make him dangerous? Well, Doom's tendency to see himself as perfect actually challenges even the writer, because Doom inherently considers any existing state of the multiverse flawed. Which means, in any story where Doom appears, he'll eventually treat the writer's setup itself as flawed. And unknowingly, his character arc forces the writer to create a narrative where Doom ultimately becomes the most powerful, and then Doom rewrites that very story. Sure, the writer may eventually make him lose for some reason, but Doom is designed as a character who always holds supreme power at some point. Pick up any random Marvel story that features Doom. At some point, you'll see the story start revolving around him, and eventually, whatever ultimate power exists in that story ends up with Doom. Time and again, Marvel has proven this. So now you understand why Doom's character is what it is. He represents the indomitable will of mankind. Doom cannot be stopped. Doom cannot be broken. Not by strength, not by morality, not by defeat. In truth, Thanos isn't inevitable. Doom is inevitable. Doom is the outcome that's destined to happen. No matter what story is being told, no matter who else is in it, mutants, cosmic beings, or even trans-multiversal entities like the Beyonder ultimately, it's Doom who succeeds. And that's the indomitable will of man. So these are the reasons, with some story examples, that show why though Marvel has many villains. Some earthbound, some cosmic, some multiversal. Dr. Doom is the one who dominates every league, every tier, every status. Doom is the villain whose name echoes across the multiverse and beyond. And that's why Doom can be called Marvel's most dangerous character. So friends, now it's up to you. Do you think Doom is truly a villain or a misunderstood savior? If you had to choose, would you live in Doom's utopian world or the hero's imperfect one? And what do you think is Doom's greatest strength? His science, his magic, or his unshakable will? Let's talk about it all in the comments. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We regularly post deep dive Marvel videos like this. Check out our recent uploads right here. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.